Okay, Jason, let's do this. Take one, here we go. This is Fiona Crap Talker reporting for your ABC. I am here with Horace Bullshit Detector in his, headquarters. So, Horace, could you please tell me what this Australian Spring is all about?
Gladly, Fiona. I'm starting a fighting movement for truth and maturity in our public conversation. In particular, the coverage of politics in our mainstream media and the ABC.
I see all of these weapons around me. Should I, as a respected journalist, be worried? Are you going to attack the Australian Broadcasting Corporation?
No, these are merely toy imitations. I needed some ploy to get you and your cameraman out here to do an interview with me.
Well, you have my attention. This better not be a waste of my time.
It is a little stuffy in here. Let's move outside and start the interview.
All right, Horace. We are now out of the military surplus tent you had set up in your garage. Shall we continue with the interview?
Sure, go ahead and ask your questions.
Earlier you said that your movement wanted some maturity in the public conversation. What do you mean by that?
This is an election year, Fiona, and all we get on the mainstream media and your ABC is vacuous and anti-government political soap opera drivel.
Excuse me. We report and comment on insider information that the public have a right to know about.
Don't get on the typical Australian journalist opinionated high horse and interrupt the interviewee as he is attempting to answer your question.
Your pet actually talks.
I am not a pet. I am a former journalist, who was dismissed for attempting to bring the real facts about the grossly misreported Ashby and Slipper to the mainstream media.
For the Thompson matter, Tony Abbott's highly questionable involvement in the electoral slush fund to jail Pauline Hanson, and Ashby Gate, you should read the social media.
The investigative journalists on the online Independent Australia put you to shame with established facts and documents about these matters.
I wonder why you ignore these stories now. Is it because you jumped on the opposition's bandwagon when they broke them, but suddenly went all quiet as the truth emerged?
But, Horace, you should finish answering her question about why you think the mainstream journalistic class is facilitating an immature public conversation.
Yeah. Instead of reporting to the Australian electorate about the respective policy positions and the budgetary frameworks of the government and opposition, you just produce crap.
Since this minority government came into power, you have, for the past 2 years, repeated the same political old soap opera. The cycle seems to be the weekly media polling, which then leads media speculation of a Kevin Rudd leadership challenge, based on what you expect us to believe are insider sources.
More likely, these are farts in the corridors of Parliament House.
You really need to change your narrative to a mature and objective analysis of matters political, as is becoming of a responsible fourth estate.
Yeah. Stop trying to emulate the radio hate jocks in your shrill political bias reporting and commentary to affect an immediate election, and have regime change.
The opposition have become Australia's version of the Tea Party. You should not help them into office without any public scrutiny. Distorting the truth is undemocratic.
Jason. Switch off the camera. This interview never happened. I don't want to get fired by the ABC's editorial staff. We are out of here.
This political video was produced by Ron Ostrowski.
Ron Ostrowski is not a member of any political party. He is very alarmed by the obvious bias and willful fact distortion exhibited by the mainstream media.
This is an election year, and Australians deserve better from their public broadcaster, the ABC, News Limited in Fairfax.
It is time to boycott these propaganda outlets for the negative, sabotaging opposition with its absence of policy and reliance on fear and smear.
The Australian Fourth Estate has let Australians down very badly. But there is a growing Fifth Estate emerging, and it sees beyond the bullshit. Bring on the Australian Spring.
On behalf of Ron Ostrowski, who hates bullshit with a passion, goodbye for now.